Class of 2021 President Jackson Vanderhoff will now lead us in the salute to the flag. Graduates, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem after the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Graduating seniors, parents, school board members, honored guests, friends, family, and those joining us remotely. I welcome you to the 144th commencement exercise of the Greenwich Central School District. Let me begin by saying that it is great to see so many people here together to help us celebrate the graduation of the class of 2021. I think I speak for everyone when I say that I'm very happy and grateful and relieved that New York State recently changed its guidelines regarding graduation ceremonies, allowing us to execute this celebration without the need to collect any personal medical data from our students or our families and friends. As we move forward from this evening, we are all hopeful that we will experience a return to normalcy next year in the fall, and we will be able to open school normally, and the class of 2021 will be able to pursue their hopes and dreams without worrying about COVID-19. The global pandemic, however, has not diminished all that you have accomplished, graduates, during your time in our school district. In fact, we will acknowledge this evening that you have already earned more than just your high school diploma. You have earned our respect for the way that you have persevered through the incredible social and emotional challenges presented by the global health crisis. The maturity, the hard work, the commitment to academic excellence, your friendship to one another, your empathy, your respect, that's what I'm going to remember about the class of 2021. That you demonstrated this year to everybody around that you are worthy of being a graduate of our school. Many of you have been quiet leaders in our school community since you arrived in 7th grade. You have been respectful and kind, tolerant, hardworking, creative, earnest, and supportive of one another throughout your time in the junior-senior high school. We all know that you, the seniors, set the tone for our building. Therefore, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Greenwich Junior-Senior High School, I want to thank the class of 2021 for being excellent role models, both in our school and our community. Before I continue to note the virtues and extraordinary accomplishments of the class of 2021, there's another amazing group of individuals that I need to recognize and thank this evening. This group of professionals have established our school as a school recognized for its students' academic achievements. They come to work each day committed to inspiring our students to develop and grow into happy, healthy, and well-rounded citizens, capable of succeeding at whatever endeavors they choose to pursue after high school. I am, of course, speaking about our incredible staff here at Greenwich. I know that some of our staff are able to be with us tonight, and that many others are watching this ceremony at home. At this time, I ask everyone here tonight to rise and show their appreciation for our teachers, our counselors, our bus drivers, our custodians, our groundskeepers, our teaching aides, our teaching assistants, and the other support staff that have dedicated their professional lives to our children. I also ask you, graduates, to take some time over the next few weeks to make a connection with the staff members at GCS that made a difference in your lives, whether they be your kindergarten teacher or your senior teacher. Please let them know that you notice their hard work, their empathy, their compassion, and that you are grateful. For the parents and guardians watching this, I want you to know that I have never been more proud of a group of educators for their work than the group that I've worked with over the last 15 months. Despite the numerous challenges that they faced during this year, the faculty at GCS went above and beyond all expectations in trying to reach, inspire, and yes, teach students, no matter the constraints or the difficulties they encountered. I've been an educator for almost 30 years, and I've never seen anything like the commitment that our faculty showed during the pandemic. So I ask the greater Greenwich school community to find ways to recognize and thank all those that make GCS a very special school district. I also want to thank personally the junior senior high school staff for their hard work and dedication. I believe what you did this year was heroic and represents evidence of what makes our school and our community great. Thank you. Now, let us talk about you, the class of 2021. Like so many that have come before you here at Greenwich, you've established your own legacy. Your legacy is defined by both individual achievement and collective excellence. In the end, you will join the 143 previous graduating classes as one of the most academically accomplished groups in our school's history. Let me quickly share with you some of the amazing facts about your class. 3 of you earned a seal of biliteracy in French. This seal demonstrates that you're fluent in both English and French. 17 of you earned a career and technical endorsement to your high school diploma. This endorsement indicates that you have met industry standards in your CTE program and are ready to excel in the world of employment, if that is what you choose to do after graduation. 16 of you earned a Mastery in Science endorsement on your diploma. This endorsement indicates that you earned an average of 90 or better on your Regents exams in science. 13 of you earned Mastery in Math. This endorsement indicates that you earned an average of 90 or better on your math exams. 57 of you earned an Advanced Regents diploma. This is the second highest number of Advanced Regents diplomas that we've ever awarded and indicates that you are fully prepared academically to move on to college or university if that's what you choose to do. 17 of you earned your Advanced Regents diploma with honors. This designation means that you graduated with above a 90 average on all your Regents exams. This is an incredible accomplishment and is a direct result of the many long hours of work and study. 7 of you earned your New York State High School Equivalency Diploma. This is a terrific achievement because now you are a high school graduate. Taken together, these diploma endorsements are proof positive of your collective commitment to our school's motto, nothing without hard work. It would take a long time today for me to continue to review each and every amazing accomplishment, honor, and/or achievement earned by you over the last 4 years. Whether it was in the classroom, on the athletic field, on the stage, you have proven throughout your high school career that you're exceptional and worthy of joining the long line of honored graduating classes from this school system. In many ways, you embody what is best about our community. As most of you know, our community is known throughout the region as a place where people take pride in where they live. People like living in Greenwich. Hard work is not exceptional, but it's the expectation. Parents and families make a living to provide for their children and raise their children to be respectful and productive members of the community. Greenwich takes great pride in its accomplishments of its students. You're no exception. Members of your class are amazing artists and musicians, earned athletic championships, and won numerous FFA and FBLA contests. You have participated in mock trial and math league and won awards at RPI science fairs. And you've performed in all-county and area all-state music festivals. You have volunteered our community, you've acted as altar servers, you've taught at your synagogue, and participated in regional robotics competitions. Many of you have dedicated yourselves to very interscholastic athletic teams where you have competed with your friends and teammates for years, and in some cases, since you were 5 years old. In addition to your school-based activities, you have forged strong relationships with your friends and your family outside of school. Through all these activities, you have exhibited many of the character traits that will serve you well as you transition to what's next in life. This past year, under your leadership, our high school was once again recognized for its students' superior academic performance. In May, we learned that U.S. News and World Reports once again ranked our high school in the top 10% nationally. Additionally, the Buffalo Business First Review magazine once again ranked your school as one of the best in the entire state. These achievements were earned by collective commitment to scholarship by you and by the professional excellence of our staff. Academic achievements, however, are not all that define the character or legacy of your class. You're eclectic and diverse, and you're talented. And these talents were constantly on display at concerts, on the track, at state conventions, and on our athletic fields. The classes that will follow you will do well to emulate the commitment and hard work that you have made to maximize your opportunities in our school. At this time, I ask everyone in attendance this evening to stand and join me in recognizing the hard work, perseverance, dedication, and most importantly, the achievements of the class of 2021. I know I speak for the entire community when I say to you, class of 2021, that you have earned your place in the long history of excellence. At this point, I want to take a moment to recognize the members of the class of 2021 that have made a commitment to protect our country by joining our nation's armed forces after graduation. I can think of no more honorable and courageous endeavor than to protect the freedoms that we all enjoy. I would like the following students to rise and be recognized: Mr. Jeremy Kilburn and Mr. Jacob Hall. Thank you, Jeremy, and thank you, Jacob. Thank you for your commitment to serve our country and to protect the freedoms that we all enjoy. At this time, I would like to present our first student speaker, Miss Sophia Craver.
Good evening, and thank you for being here to celebrate the graduating class of 2021. I'd like to offer a massive congratulations to my classmates for graduating. Graduating high school requires hard work and dedication for any class, but over the past year, we have had to adapt and persevere through the craziest and most difficult senior year that any of us could have. A good job, guys. When we first came up to the high school for 7th grade orientation, Mr. Neese told us we would have the opportunity to choose our own paths, and that if we worked at it, we would be prepared for whatever we want to do after high school. I think that it is unique for a school our size to offer so many experiences and give us the opportunity to explore so many different passions. Therefore, I want to say thank you to Mr. Neese, the faculty here at GCS, the staff, the school board, and the Greenwich community for providing each of us the opportunity to choose our path. As we prepare to leave GCS and head into the real world, we all have ideas of what we want from life or what we expect the future to hold. We may think that we know exactly what we want to do, but our goals will likely change as we grow up, especially since our brains won't even be fully developed for a few more years. When looking toward the future, it is important to chase what you want and do what you want to do, not what you think you should do or what other people want. You should not feel burdened by the expectations of others, because even if there are people pushing you down a certain path, the ones that care about you will always want you to be happy above all else. Most of us will change our minds and shift course many times in our lives, and we shouldn't be afraid to switch lanes and make mistakes along the way, as long as we are happy. Happiness will look different for all of us at different points in our lives, and what makes us happy today may not tomorrow, so we may have to recalibrate and find our footing elsewhere. As long as we are flexible and able to enjoy our individual journeys, any lack of perceived success, wealth, or status is unimportant. And that's not to say don't chase your dreams. Chase all of your dreams, but seek happiness above all else. As a 17-year-old, I know that I'm not the most qualified to be talking about life, and like all of us, I still have much to learn. But it seems to me that the happiest people are kind to themselves and others. They understand that everyone is fighting their own battles and are empathetic and supportive of everyone, not just those to whom they are close. Just as the happiest, nicest people don't think less of others for any perceived shortcomings, they are able to forgive themselves for their own mistakes, learn, and move on. So, as we move on to the next phase of our lives, whatever that may be, we will take the things that we have learned during our time at GCS and what we will continue to learn throughout our lives and grow. All of us have people that have helped, guided, and inspired us, and will continue to support us in the future, and I hope that you all take the time to say thank you. Thanks, Mom. I think that I speak for all of us graduating today when I say that I'm so grateful for my time at Greenwich, for the opportunities I've had, the lessons I've learned, and the memories I have made. I'm so excited to see the paths that my classmates will take in the coming years, and I wish each and every one of you the best of luck and all the happiness in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Traver. Mr. David Gabriel will now present his address.
One of the things that is standing between you and the ice cream at home is me. So I will try to move this along quickly. I stand before you today as the celebrated class nerd, And as class nerd, I would like to thank my parents, teachers, and friends for supporting me in this endeavor. Not to mention Google and YouTube for a wealth of information, and believe it or not, sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. This, of course, was not helped by the pandemic, although it has now given us the power and authority to say, back when I attended school, to future generations. When I think of my classmates, I am immediately drawn to the expertise and skills that they have. Congratulations to all my peers for all you have achieved and the awesomeness that you have achieved as well. Be it skills, expertise, character development, work skills, and ethic, you did an amazing job. Pat yourselves on the back, you did a great job. Since I am up here, though, I will gladly take this opportunity to flex my ego and give people advice for the future. As we are about to descend into the malarkey that is adult life, we often look at what people do to one another and ask God, what have you done to stop this evil in this world? To which he will respond, I did do something. I sent my best and my brightest. I sent you. We may not ever choose to be on the national stage to facilitate change, but if we can decide in our personal lives and in our relationships that we will not contribute to the problems that pester society, then we really will be the best and the brightest. Hopefully our time at GCS has taught us that when we face a challenge, we can come to trusted individuals, such as teachers, counselors, and friends, and set a time to study, learn, and to understand how to solve our challenges. Some of the greatest challenges that we will face will come from within us as we try to become better than we were before. After all, as Dieter F. Uchtdorf said, now is the best time to start becoming the person we eventually want to be. Our destiny is not determined by the number of times we fall, but the number of times we rise up, dust ourselves off, and move forward. But guess what? Life sucks. We can do everything right and still hit rock bottom. But remember, those that lose themselves shall find themselves, because you will never know what you have or who you are until it's gone. Also, clear-headed thinking is really important and really helps when deciding what next steps to take. For example, I was at my friend Isaac Seaver's house getting ready to spray a field of pumpkins with some pre-emergent herbicide, when clear-headed thinking really helped me out. When filling up the spray tank, Isaac's father suggested that I put in half the amount of water I was planning to put in the tank, which was a wonderful suggestion, because when I was out in the field spraying, the tractor started to slide in the opposite direction that the front wheels were pointing. As you can tell, I made it out alive. But what would have happened otherwise? That clear-headed thinking really helped reduce the risk I was facing. And clear-headed thinking will help me solve problems in the future as well. Our time at Greenwich in classes has helped us with this clear-headed thinking. Be it solving math problems, writing an essay in under 40 minutes, or deciding the best course of action for a build project, we may apply these skills to the future. Thank you for all our teachers, coaches, and staff for helping us through this critical time, and have helped us directly or indirectly guide us. Well, that's my all. My ego is flexed out. You all have a great day and enjoy your ice cream. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel. It is now my pleasure to introduce tonight's guest speaker, Mr. Craig Roods. Craig graduated from Fort Edward High School, where he held the triple jump record for many years. He's married to Sue Roods, also a retired Greenwich teacher, taught in the elementary school. Craig and Sue have two sons, Sam and Lucas, both graduates of Greenwich High, and they have three grandsons. Craig attended SUNY Brockport and then taught at GCS for 35 years, from 1972 to 2007. During his time at Greenwich, Craig coached cross country and track. Craig was the coach of Greenwich's first state championship team in cross country in 1991. Craig and Mr. John Pembroke built the first weight room at GCS. Craig was also the varsity club advisor for many years, running the concession stand for basketball and football games and track meets. He was an advisor to many classes and chaperoned many school trips. During his retirement, Craig enjoys running, downhill skiing, snowshoeing, gardening, woodworking, travel, and of course, spending time with his grandchildren and Sue. He volunteers at the Comfort Food Pantry. He has driven seniors in the Van Go bus and is an active member of the Lions Club, including co-running the Lions Club ice cream booth at the Washington County Fair. Please join me tonight in welcoming Mr. Craig Rudes to this podium as today's featured speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Neese, for asking me to speak today. This is truly an honor for me. And congratulations to the Greenwich High School class of 2021. I know these last 16 months have not been easy, but you guys have persevered, and here you are. You've made your parents, grandparents, family, and friends very proud. And I bet you've got some pretty interesting stories about your time at GCS, especially this last year and a half. Well, I've got some stories to tell you that I'd like to share. As Mr. Nee said, I started teaching in 1972, and some of your parents and grandparents, possibly my former students, might actually remember some of these stories from my 35 years at Greenwich. Now, I averaged probably 100 students per year, so that's 3,500 students if my math is right. If you were a former student of mine, would you raise your hand? If you remember the quadratic formula, raise your hand. How about if you got an ice cream, if you got 100 on a Regents, raise your hand. Thank you. Well, I got some stories, and this is story number one. There's two people I wish to thank, or I wouldn't be standing here right now. In 1972, I was interviewed for the math positions by Mr. Edgar Snyder, the superintendent, about 50 years ago. Everything was going well in the interview, and then he starts telling me a story. When Edgar was a kid, he shared a room with his father, with his older brother, excuse me. Well, his brother comes home, it's cabbage night. Now, I don't know if you graduates know about cabbage night. I'll bet your parents do. Cabbage night was the night before Halloween, a lot of hell raising. So anyway, his brother's making a lot of noise and wakes up Edgar. Edgar says, "What's going on?" His brother says, "I lost my wallet." Well, Edgar says, "Where did you lose it?" Well, me and my buddies were out raiding pumpkins on this farmer's patch in Argyle. So they hop in a car and they head for this pumpkin patch. They got flashlights and they're looking around for his wallet. All of a sudden, the farmer comes out of his house. He's got a lantern. He says, "What's going on, boys?" "I think I lost my wallet here," his brother said. So the three of them wandering around in this pumpkin patch looking for the wallet. Excuse me. Well, they didn't find it. So they thanked the farmer and headed home. And lo and behold, the wallet was on his brother's dresser the whole time. So I'm wondering, why is he telling me this? Then he tells me that farmer was my grandfather. So if my grandfather had come out of the house with a shotgun or a pitchfork, I wouldn't be here right now. Thanks, Gramp. Second story. But you graduates have to promise me you won't do this. Now, you don't have to verbally say it. Just say it to yourself. Whatever I say right now about what this student did, you're not going to do it. Got a promise? Thank you. It was the spring of 1974, my second year at Greenwich. A senior named Gary and his 5 buddies were out in the hallway before first period. Gary was a nut. So his buddies challenged Gary to streak on the first floor and the second floor. Now, if you don't know what streaking is, your parents do, your grandparents. You take all your clothes off and you run all around the place. It was a big deal, a big fad in the 70s. So the 5 guys each put $20 together. So Gary said, okay, $100 bet. Gary takes the challenge, runs down the first floor, goes up to the second floor, nearly runs over a senior history teacher, Loretta Hughes. Do you people remember? Now, I can't imagine what was going through Loretta Hughes' mind. Of course, I thought it was funny, but I couldn't laugh. Well, Dr. Fitzgerald, he didn't think it was funny. He has Gary arrested. The cops come, take Gary away. Gary goes in front of, I believe, Judge Thompson. Gary explains what he did. The judge says, okay, Gary, you're fined $100. Now, as Mr. Neese explained, I was the varsity club advisor, basically the same thing Mr. Patrick does now. I was always looking for ways to make money, not for myself, but for the sports teams. So I'm going to mention a few things that I did. One of them was donkey basketball. Do you guys, seniors, know anything about that? You know something about it? Well, for the ones that don't know about it, basically 8 donkeys came to Greenwich. Not on their own, they were on a trailer or something. They had special shoes. The game took place, the basketball game, in the gym. It was crazy. 4 seniors on one team, 4 faculty members on the other. You had to be on the donkey to score. Ball's on the floor. You had to get off, drag the donkey over to the ball, get back up on the donkey. It was, you were worn out by the time you were done with that game. Well, anyway, my number 1 distance runner fell off his donkey, got hurt, and that was the end of his season. That also was the end of donkey basketball game at Greenwich. I also invited the Harlem Wizards, similar to the Harlem Globetrotters, to Greenwich. This is around 1980. I thought I had assembled a pretty good team, local guys that played basketball, myself included. I guess I thought I was pretty good. Until I had to guard this guy from the Harlem Wizards. He takes a jump shot, and I'm looking at his knees. Ball game. That was fun, though. I also had a basketball trick shot artist come to Greenwich. His name was Wilfred Hetzel. Now, do any of you guys out there remember him? Nobody? Wilfred? This was in the early 80s. It was lunchtime. Dr. Fitzgerald gave me the green light. He allowed the kids to get out of lunch. 25 cents to see Wilfred Hetzel. He wore a gold jersey with freak shot specialist on the front, his name on the back. Shorts, sneakers, pads on his knees. He was taking these crazy shots with a basketball, blindfolded, legs crossed, underhanded, over the backboard, you name it. But he saved his best shot for last. A drop kick from half court. So the first time he kicks it, it bounces off the wall. It's not even close. Second time off the ceiling, he keeps kicking. Dr. Fitzgerald comes to me and he says, Rhodes, you got to get him out of here. I got to get these kids back to class. So I go out and I talk to Wilfred. I said, Wilfred, we got to get going here. We got to call it a day. He says to me, just one more time. So he kicks it. Drop kick from half court. Goes in. The crowd goes wild. And did I mention that Wilfred was 75 years old? Well, I've got some more stories, but I know you're anxious to get your diplomas, celebrate. So in conclusion, my 35 years here at Greenwich were fantastic. Most of my best friends are Greenwich graduates that I taught. This school and our community is truly a special place, and you know that. And I feel lucky to have been a part of it. I hope you graduates feel the same way. I'd like to share with you these 3 thoughts. The first one, be a good person, one who is honest, respectful, and responsible. The second, find something you are passionate about, work hard for it, and always give 100%. But most important, have fun. Thank you, congratulations, and good luck to the class of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. It's now my pleasure to welcome Mr. Fish, our Superintendent of Schools, who will introduce our Board of Education.
So this evening, I'm not sure about the ice cream, but I know I'm the only thing standing between you and your diploma, so I'm going to be brief, like really brief. On behalf of the Administrative Cabinet and the Board of Education, it's my sincere honor and privilege to address the class of 2021. Since March of 2020, the class of 2021 has had a unique, school experience, to say the least. I know it hasn't been easy. However, at every step along the way you proved to be up to the challenge, your tenacity, resilience in achieving your degrees is a very highly unusual year is commendable. As you graduate today, I am confident that you are fully prepared to blaze your own path to success. I wish you the best of luck, health, and happiness on your journey to actively change the world. Greenwich is fortunate to have a dedicated group of citizens that serve on the Board of Education. The 5 Board of Education members, President James Nolan, Vice President Laura Lemoyne, who will be here this evening presenting diplomas, Board of Education member Aaron Bovin, Board member Michael Conlon, and Board member Stacy Perkins, who is also here with us tonight. So thank you for your service. And now it's diploma time.
Jackson Lewis Vanderhoff. Sophia Ann Traver. David Gabriel. Ethan V. Anatriello. Evan M. Atwell. Rory Bain.
Congratulations, Rory.
Madeline Nicole Baker. Cheyenne Baldwin. Skylar George Ballantyne. Tristan Bass. Hannah Angeline Bates. Austin Bigelow. William Bink. Molly Brophy. Cole M. Brown. Madeline Carney. Caleb Chura. Alexander Forrest Curtis. Emma Jane Darrow. Zethra Davis Barron. Lola G. Davidson. Trinity Elizabeth Douglas. Audra Clarice Dubois. Damian Christer Dubois. Olivia R. Fitzgerald. Charles Gartner. Bruce Dominic Gregg. Jared Grimes. Jacob E. Hall. William John Hamilton. Kobe Hansen. Ryan Michael Juarez. Faith Hewitt. Caleb Hinton. Jenna Hogan. Ryan M. Jones. Ramona Jordan. Kyle Karp. Jerry Dario Kilburn. Rose Marie Lance. Tyler M. Larman. Andrew Daniel LeBaron. Sydney Ann Loveland. Allison Elizabeth Lumberg. Bryce Colby Lynch. Maxwell Bremner McGuire. Julian Allen Madison. Destiny Lynn McKernan. Keely McNair. Colby Ann McPhail. Tess Elizabeth Merrill. Travis Michael. Ellie Mae Mahalik. Trevor John Murray. Dylan James Niles. Elizabeth Marie Okonski. Jake Owens. Brandon Paley. Haley Perkins. Regan B. Rainey. Anastasia M. Raphael. Lauren Michaela Reynolds. Nicholas H. Rod. He's good. Rebecca Schmidt. Thomas W. Searles. Isaac Frederick Sievers.
Congratulations.
Dylan Elizabeth Skiff. Austin Smith.
Good job, Austin. We're right here in the middle.
Connor Henry Smith.
Congratulations.
Marley May Smith. Isabel Solon. Abigail Mary Sova.
Abby, congratulations. Good. Right here in the middle for your picture.
Benjamin Leon Sova.
You got quite a crowd over there. Right here in the middle.
Mackenzie M. Squires.
Mackenzie, congratulations.
Trevor Sterling.
Congratulations, Trevor.
Joshua Thompson.
Joshua.
Rebecca Sage Lejeune Turzak. Agnes Van Wee.
Congratulations.
Lacey Ann Waite.
Congratulations.
Kempton Wilson. Tyler Charles Zim.
Finish up with you, huh? Congratulations. Thank you.
I now ask the Greenwich class of 2021 to please rise and join in the singing of the alma mater. You will find the words to the alma mater on your chairs. You'll be led by class president, Mr. Jackson Vanderhoff. Jackson Vanderhoff will now lead the class of 2021 in the moving of the tassel. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Greenwich Central School District graduating class of 2021.